Welcome to Real Estate Radio with your host, Jason Stubbs. Want to share your real estate story? Call now at 512-640-9610. And now, here's Jason Stubbs.
And welcome, Central Texas. This is Real Estate Radio. I'm Jason Stubbs, branch manager of NRL Mortgage and your consumer advocate for all things real estate. My goal is to guide you through your next real estate adventure. Purpose of the show is to engage and empower you so you can win in this Central Texas market. It's tough, it's competitive, and you better know what you're getting yourself into. You got to learn your market, and we'll get into that later in the show. We got an expert panel of wonderful real estate agents that we'll be chatting with here in just a little bit. Guys, if you want to catch our shows, you can do that in your living room every Sunday on KBVO. Also, right here across your radio waves on 1370. Talk 1370 right here every Sunday at noon. Text lines open, 512-640-9610. We've got expert realtors. They're right here coming up, guys. Send your questions, and for those of you that have reached out to us, we appreciate it. Questions are coming. I've had some fantastic conversations with you guys, so keep that up. That number, again, is 512-640-9610. And, I probably talk about this every week, but people are moving to Texas in the masses, and, if you guys are looking to make a move, whether it's a buy or sell or whatever it is, you really need to engage with your agent, and, part of this show, we hope that you take away a little bit of that. Might help increase the communication with your agent or how to choose an agent. We've got Kelvin Glover with Realty Austin in the studio. How you doing, sir?
Hey, man. How are you doing?
Welcome back. It's been a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal. And we've also got on this other side, Kevin McCarthy. One of my favorite realtors ever, and you guys don't get mad at me. I love y'all too, but this guy we've worked closely together side by side, and strategizing and all kinds of fun stuff. Kevin with Realty Austin, welcome back.
Glad to be here, Jason.
Awesome. And we've got broker associate, the lovely Leslie Gossett. How you doing?
Good, Jason. Thanks for having
Cupper
me.
Sotheby's.
Yes.
How you doing?
Very good.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, welcome, and we appreciate you taking a little time this Sunday to come hang out with us and talk a little shop.
Yes, excited to be here.
What we're going to do is we got questions from you. I think let's just get right into it. Sure. Let's start talking about what are folks thinking out there? What do they need to know? Leslie, let's start with you. We got a question, and it's I've been in my house for 10 years. We live in Great Hills, and we've been talking about selling for 5 years, and we just can't start the process. What do we do? And I think what's going on here is, the folks move into the home, and it's probably not their forever home. And year after year after year kind of goes by. They kind of had the 3-year plan, the 5-year plan, and we look up, and we've been sitting in this house for 10 years. How can you advise these folks to kind of get a plan in place, or where do they start?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think a lot of people have trouble just pulling the trigger and getting started. I think the first step is lining up agents. Pick a handful of agents to interview. Once you have your agent selected, I think it's great to shop the market with your agent, shop your competition, get an idea of what other buyers are going to be looking at when they're on the market.
Definitely.
And then from there, create your to-do list of what needs to be done with the home, in terms of staging and getting the home ready to be on the market. It's never too soon to do that, because sometimes you realize after talking to an agent, it could be, a significant amount of work to get the home ready.
Gotcha.
And maybe even if it's not, just to have an idea of a to-do list of what needs to get done to have the home, market ready is always nice. And I think once you have that to-do list, sellers can get excited and they have a plan in place. And
fantastic. Got it. You want to hop in on that? Either one of you?
Well, my opinion is the same. I agree with Leslie. 100% is, definitely I would interview at least 3 top solid
I like that.
agencies.
You guys aren't scared of a little competition, let's
Oh,
say.
no. A little competition is always great.
There
right?
you go.
But definitely interview 3 solid agents in the marketplace. And then I always recommend to my sellers, again, probably going touring other active homes on the market, and as well, if you've been in your home at least 10 years, is to do a pre-inspection, because a lot of things that we get used to living with on a daily basis sometimes need a little attention and TLC and
decluttering, depersonalizing.
Sometimes you have that little roof leak back there that you weren't familiar with, or sometimes termites or something like
Yeah,
that. But this
definitely.
way, you're not caught off guard during the option period when the buyer wants to come back and hit you hard on the negotiations.
That's kind of that second round of negotiating.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. When I drive by and I see somebody with a sign in their yard. It's like for sale by owner. I just kind of shake my head, like you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
I've renamed the city to Baby Hollywood. So that's the new name of our town, and it's the truth. I mean, it's hot here and it's tough sometimes. So
Well, we were dealing in the last couple of years. We were dealing with a lot of buyers moving and flooding into the marketplace. So a lot of people were buying stuff on coming soons, multiple offers,
Yeah.
and really you had some people that weren't even doing home inspections just to win the deal.
Yeah, definitely. All right, McCarthy, hey, I got to get you involved over here. We're going to turn the page. We got Angie from the very hot and popular 78704. She's owned her home for 8 years and wants to know how to remodel to her market and sell for top dollar.
Well, that's kind of a big question there because in 78704 there is a huge range of properties over there. Yep. Is it I mean, since she's saying remodel, I'm going to assume here that it's an older home.
It's an older
and not
home.
something that was site condo or something that was built more, more recently or within the last 10 years. And take your own self out of it and just look at the dollar figures and what it's going to be, because a lot of sellers run into is, well, I really like this color, I would really do this backsplash, and it's not about you anymore, especially if you're not selling your house.
Definitely,
you need to get a professional opinion on dollars to value and what what that's going to return on.
Well done. You want to hop in on this?
A good realtor could help you, if not could point you in the direction of an interior designer that could help you make, even just changing out the hardware in a kitchen. Sort of the
materials,
of
the choosing the materials, purchasing materials, having them there on time. These are some of the things that these homeowners just don't put together. Hey, if somebody wants to work with you, guys, this group, a part of what we do is we get the best, most qualified agents on. So if folks want to get in contact with you, Kelvin, how do they do it?
Give me a call at my number, 512-415-2027. Happy to reach out to you and help you.
There you go. Leslie, how do we get in touch with you?
You can call me at 512-942-7267 or send me an email at leslie@lesliegossett.com.
Perfect. McCarthy.
You can either reach out to me phone or text at 512-587-4050 or take a look at my blog, adayinrealestate.com.
Hey, we got to get on that a little bit more, huh? That's fun stuff, man. This guy's putting himself out there with that blog. It's he's going live with it and all that stuff. So good, well done there. Hey guys, I want to thank you all for being here, spend a little time of your weekend with us, and we'll get all of you back on soon. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. We got more to come. We've got Steve Klein, custom builder, coming on, and these guys building one heck of a home. So you'll want to stick around for that. We're also talking about is your mortgage where it should be? Do you need to refinance? At least stick around, listen to this, because if you want to make sure that you're in the best possible position you could be in. We'll be back before you know it.
I'm Tiffany Stillwell, and I'm the Director of Business Development. Patton Law Firm is an attorney-owned boutique title company. We are proudly Texas-owned, and we provide services across Texas. Our caring and experienced escrow team will customize each closing. Our business development team is certified facilitators for the #1 real estate coaching company in the world, Buffini & Company.
Hi, I'm Elisa Stubbs. Welcome to the Westlake office of Patton Law Firm, closing offices for Texas American Title. This location is located off Capital of Texas Highway and Westlake Drive in our Davenport Village. We have a fully staffed escrow team with 2 beautiful closing rooms. Another location is our original corporate office, located by the Arboretum off Great Hills Trail. And our newest addition office is located in Avery Ranch and Palmer Lane. Again, with a fully staffed escrow team, 3 closing conference rooms, and a training facility for our business partners.
We are Patton Law Firm, and we are raising the bar on closing services.
Welcome to Lakeway, home of Harrison Jewelers. I'm Robert Harrison, owner and a certified master bench jeweler. I've been in Austin since 1977, designing, fabricating, and repairing what the customer wants. Whether it's a diamond or any colored gemstone, I'm sure we have one for you. We're the only store in the greater Austin area to have the gem print technology for fingerprinting your diamond. Come in and find out what it's all about. Harrison Jewelers, it's the store you'll appreciate.
And welcome back to the show, Central Texas. This is Real Estate Radio. I'm Jason Stubbs. Thanks for sticking around with us and tuning in. We're here every Sunday right here on KBVO, also across your radio waves here at Talk 1370 AM. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Without further ado, my friend and builder, Chris Dodd, Sales and Marketing Manager with Steve Klein Custom Builder. Welcome back, sir.
Howdy.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, man, you're you kind of a familiar face on this show recently.
It's been like once or twice.
There you go. Hey, that's all right. Well, what we're gonna do? I mean, you guys are building all over the place, and you guys have built 800 homes in Texas, and you do that. And I would say, I mean, a lot of it is a lot of word of mouth. I mean, a lot of folks don't know who you guys are. And selling 800 homes, I don't know how that's possible.
Well, we've been in business for about 28 years.
That'll do it.
28 years of building. We started in Victoria, Texas about 28 years ago.
Yeah.
Moved up to the Central Texas area about 13 years ago. And we've primarily been building customs in Georgetown. In the last year or two, we've been branching out, doing more semi-production stuff. So
gotcha.
That's kind of where we've started to really grow here in Central Texas.
Cool. So, I mean, Central Texas, let's get specific. I mean, there's a lot of it. What areas are you guys building in Central Texas?
Georgetown, Liberty Hill, and Leander.
Okay. A little in Victoria.
And in Victoria, of course, yes.
So, I mean, let's talk Georgetown. I mean, what's the draw over there? I mean, to Georgetown?
Schools.
Schools?
It's all schools.
Okay.
You have all that tax base.
Yeah.
It's being pumped into the school system, except that tax base isn't using it. So you have all these neighborhoods that are blowing up in Georgetown. It's the fastest growing, city in the U.S. right now. I mean, there's just a lot there. And the
I hear that's where the grown-ups live.
I guess, yes, you can probably say that. A lot of grown-ups.
What's their tagline? It's like just north of weird.
Yeah,
that's
like
Georgetown.
That. It is.
And I mean, that mayor over there is doing a damn good job too. I mean, they're leading.
They are very.
They are
leading edge.
doing leading edge. I mean, those folks got it going on over there. And I was kind of kidding about the west where the grown-ups live. I usually say North Austin is where the grown-ups live. That's
I don't think they live there. We live there. So.
But yeah, you and I live there, right next to each other. No kidding.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Georgetown, you think about it, and the dynamic is just that. I mean, it's schools, it's quiet, it's less congested.
It's just there's trees, and it looks good, and there's some rolling hills and things like that, and so it's not a lot of cookie cutters because it has been a lot of custom homes for a long time.
Yeah.
So now the neighborhoods are going in, but you have really mature trees. The builders are building out there. Don't plow the entire neighborhood to build, track homes.
Gotcha.
You get a lot of, different looks for each neighborhood that is Georgetown. So
I think too, for the person that doesn't want to be on top of their neighbor, you get more land.
Yeah.
Yes, you do,
for
sure.
Definitely. Leslie, I want to turn the page to you over here. And I mean, I know you've worked closely with builders for quite some time, the custom side, the other side. But what are your clients? Kind of give me, who are these folks out there that are looking for that custom home? I mean, have they done that before, or could kind of talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I think the buyer out there is becoming more and more savvy with the home buying process, and with apps and websites such as House, they're starting to learn, what does it mean to be a green home?
Gotcha.
and efficiencies. They're starting to ask questions like, well, what is this insulated with? Is this spray foam, or is this blown-in blankets? And wanting to know very specific questions. So I think I enjoy showing homes where the builder takes those things into account.
It's very important for people.
Yeah, and quality of windows, and when you sit down and talk to a builder and get an idea of what that is and that it can be manageable. There's people that spend $80,000 on a kitchen, and there's other people that spend $20,000 on a kitchen. So it's just, I think a good builder can sit and value engineer a plan and a budget that works for you and get it in that price per foot that you're comfortable with.
Perfect. Good. Well, good deal. So, Chris, I mean, if as far as folks that, own their own lot, I mean, are you guys working with those folks, and how does that work?
We, basically we do the same process as any other custom house. We, go through the same blueprints, we design it exactly the way they want it. And basically the only difference is they just go get an annual construction loan, and we just draw off that while we're building the house. It's
Gotcha.
The rest of the process is all pretty much the same.
Gotcha.
And so we go out and check their lot, make sure, what they need, and do soil tests and, all those various things that you have to do. But it's same process. It's relatively simple.
Cool. All right. Well, we got to cut it right there. We got to take a break. But hey, Chris, how does our audience get in contact with you guys?
The best way is SteveKlein.com.
Perfect.
KLEIN.
And that will get to you, I'm guessing.
That'll get to me. I'm all over the place on there.
Fantastic, buddy. Well, hey, I appreciate you spending a little time on your Sunday with us, and we'll get you back on soon. All right, guys, we got to cut it right there. Coming up, we've got Senior Loan Officer Sean Finnegan. We'll be talking about the refinances if you need to do it or if you don't. Stick around.
I'm Tiffany Stillwell, and I'm the Director of Business Development. Patton Law Firm is an attorney-owned boutique title company. We are proudly Texas-owned, and we provide services across Texas. Our caring and experienced escrow team will customize each closing. Our business development team is certified facilitators for the #1 real estate coaching company in the world, Buffini & Company.
Hi, I'm Elisa Stubbs. Welcome to the Westlake office of Patton Law Firm, closing offices for Texas American Title. This location is located off Capital of Texas Highway and Westlake Drive in our Davenport Village. We have a fully staffed escrow team with 2 beautiful closing rooms. Another location is our original corporate office, located by the Arboretum off Great Hills Trail. And our newest addition office is located in Avery Ranch and Palmer Lane. Again, with a fully staffed escrow team, 3 closing conference rooms, and a training facility for our business partners.
We are Patton Law Firm, and we are raising the bar on closing services.
And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. And the question is, what is in your life's blueprint?
And welcome back, Central Texas. This is Real Estate Radio. I'm Jason Stubbs, and here with us for this last little quarter we got here, we've got Chris Dodd, Steve Klein, Custom Builders. Leslie Gossett's been with us the whole time. We appreciate you. Broker associate with Cupper Sotheby's. We've got Sean Finnegan, and Senior Loan Officer, NRL Mortgage, ex-Xavier baseball stud. You like that?
I guess.
You like that?
Say that.
Baseball pitcher? No?
Yeah.
It helps you land that gem of a wife, I'm guessing.
It did help me land the gem of the wife I have. That is true.
Nice. I almost forgot what you asked me. Leslie, before the show, she came in and she's like, "Hey, let's talk about what rates are doing after the election." So before I screw that up and skip that, what's your take on that? I mean, where are interest rates? What are they doing? The election was nuts. Thank God that's over. But what happened to our interest rates?
They definitely did go up slightly. I mean, on average, I'd say a 30-year fixed mortgage went up anywhere from about 0.25 to 0.375. I mean, but you're still looking at 4%, Some folks can still get less, on the APR. So it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's still ridiculously low rates. The folks that complain to me about the 4%,
what are we going to do?
Yeah,
I mean, what happens? 4%?
Guess what?
I'm not buying. I'm out of the market. It's
before
4%.
you know it, they're going to be at 5%. It just has to happen.
We've got to start. We've got to start setting the table. And I mean, for you as a builder, and Leslie, for you as an agent, I mean, 4%'s coming. And I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but that 4% mark, on our side, on the mortgage side of things, when we have clients out there that call us and like, oh, you got a little investment property, or if there's something out there, maybe a little credit issue. I mean, you're right at 4%, and they're like, oh, well, we've seen
still free
rates.
money.
I mean, that's almost free money.
Yeah, it is.
Let's look historically.
It's still historically low.
And without me going back 100 years, let's start with 5 years.
Well, even when I started in the business in 2006, I mean, I remember people, rates were 6.5. And then I remember the first time rates went under 6. I mean, I was sleeping on the floor underneath my desk because the phone just was refi. And then when they hit 4.5, same thing.
Yeah.
And then when they finally hit 4.25. And then when they finally went below 4.
I mean, it's like 5.5, and seconds were like 7.5. I mean, you try to throw a 7.5 at somebody, they're going to pass out. But yeah, I mean, you got to get that 4%. We're paying way too much. That's way too high. We've got to start thinking that 4%. It's insanely low.
It is.
I mean, how much money would you guys loan for 4%?
Zero.
I mean, I wouldn't loan $10 for 4%. You know what I mean? Much less hundreds of thousands. You know? So
you do need to be nicer, Jason. You need to start loaning money.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm working on that. My wife says the same thing, but and she does know. There you go.
And compared to other, I mean, credit card rates are still high. And I mean, the next thing I think we're looking at, if you watch all the analysts, is where the cash out refi boom's coming again. I mean, this year, because folks said cost of living's going up 30, 35, 40%.
Yeah.
Folks aren't making 30, 35, 40% more money at their jobs. So what are they doing? They're running up the credit cards again.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look, credit card debt's up something like, I was reading 35, 40% on the average of the country.
Yeah.
So those folks that are paying 10, 11, 12, 13% on their credit cards that aren't catching up, they're living in a house that the equity's shooting up. So you're getting 10, 20% equity more than you had, 18, 24 months ago. Those folks are coming back, and they're tired of paying $600, $700, $800 a month in credit cards, and they're coming in and they're going to cash out the equity of their house again, and cut that 12, 13% credit card interest rate down to 4.25.
So we've talked to a couple of cash out refinances recently with clients, but give me an example of your last cash out scenario.
Perfect one we just did. I think we closed it about 2-3 weeks ago. These folks got an FHA loan about 6 years ago. Put the 3.5% down.
Okay.
Their payment was around $1,255 a month, all in. That was taxes, insurance, PMI, all the good stuff. Then they had on top of it, they were paying $600 minimum a month on their credit cards. They had about
so that was their minimum payment.
So that was just their minimum. Never mind what it was actually going to take to pay those cards off. They were paying $600 minimum. So you're looking about $1,850 a month. They were paying in credit card minimums in their house payment.
Wow.
We were able to refi them, get $20,000 out, cut their interest rate down. They did get a rate under 4%. And they cut that payment down to $1,100. So not only did they cut their house payment down by $150, they eliminated all that credit card debt. It was roughly, I think it's about $15,000. But they got rid of $15,000 in 12, 13% interest and saved themselves. They're saving themselves now $700 a month.
So, I mean, you're talking about savings. I mean, I'm talking about increasing. That's cash flow.
That's cash flow.
So, I mean, now's the time to decide. Save it. I mean, you're already spending it, so now take that money, throw it, in some type of I'm not going to go financial advisor by any means.
Well, as I told them, cut those cards up, save your 1 or 2 you need for that rainy day, but take those other 5 and cut them up. Don't run them up again. Don't be calling me, 15 months from now saying, hey, I need another equity loan. I ran those credit cards.
Mama got a new car. That's
yeah, no doubt, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's really, the thing. But that's, I mean, you're talking about $700 a month. You're talking, roughly $8,000 a year. Mm-hmm. That's what you put in your 401k, put in your IRA, put in your kids' college fund.
Definitely.
Take a trip.
I mean, you could even put that towards your mortgage.
Yeah,
and pay your mortgage off. I mean, if you do the cash out, you take that term out to 30 years, and then you add that $750 on top of your minimum payment, which is your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. I mean, you can knock off
years.
Yeah, 15.
And that's the other popular thing we got right now. With folks that bought their house, on a 30-year loan, maybe 7-8 years ago. they're cutting down to, so you've got roughly 22 years left on that mortgage.
Yeah.
They're cutting down and they're refinancing to a 15-year, keeping their payment the same. A couple folks even, we had somebody, they went from a 30-year to a 15-year, cut their payment $30, but shaved 6.5 years off their mortgage.
Wow.
If you're talking just roughly, $1,500 a month, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars you're going to save in the long run.
Yeah.
And it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's just a no-brainer.
For the folks out there that, we have conversations all the time. We have folks that tried to refinance and, let's talk about the season, the month that we're in, before the end of the year. Are there any advantages of refinancing before the end of the year?
The one you're going to have is you're going to be able to, you can write off your closing costs. Talk to your accountant. Some of those closing costs will be tax deductible. This time of year, December, the biggest holdup I'd say we have for people trying to refinance now, especially people that like to escrow, like me, that are bad savers. They want to have that, they want to pay their tax and insurance every month so they don't have to worry about it come December.
Right.
Tax bills are due.
Yes.
So whether you escrow or not, if you're closing on a refi, usually most companies start in November. December, you're going to have to pay your entire year's taxes. So if your current mortgage company hasn't paid your taxes yet, you got to come up with a way to account for that, and that holds some people up. But on the other, I've still seen a few people that have called that their current rate's in the 5s.
Right.
If your current interest rate's in the 5s, you need to give us a call.
Yeah.
We'll take a look. And it doesn't, refinancing doesn't make sense for everybody.
Right.
The old rule of thumb used to be, 1%. If you can cut 1% from your interest rate, it probably going to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not necessarily the case if you're paying PMI.
Right.
We've had folks that, they're cutting, 0.5%, 0.625, but between the 0.5% and dropping their PMI, it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, we'll tell you.
Yeah.
I had a lady call me, she had a little itty bitty mortgage on her house still, and her rate was like 5%.
Yeah.
But she owed $90,000 and had like 12 years left.
Right.
It's by the time you're rolling the closing costs, it just didn't make sense.
Right.
And we talked, I showed her we showed her the break even point and all that stuff. So, if it doesn't make sense, we'll let you know.
And
but
there's no cost for taking a peek.
Yeah, there's no cost.
What I think the good thing is if you can't refinance, if there's not a benefit there for you, at least you're in the best position you can be in. I think that's important to know, especially, we got folks that have refinanced and they should have done it a year ago, or 2 years or 3 years ago. And then, once you finally get to that table and you close on your refinance, you kind of look back going, hey, I saved this much. You could have been saving that for, the previous years too. So all right, we got to wrap it up right there, guys. We appreciate you sticking around with us. Special thanks to Chris Dodd, Steve Klein, Custom Builder, Broker Associate, the lovely Leslie Gossett with Cupper Sotheby's. Thank you for spending some of your day with us. Yes, Sean Finnegan, NRL, Senior Loan Officer, guys. We appreciate it. And for you out there, please download our app. It's real easy to do. You're going to text ATX to 31996. Also, if you want to get in contact with us, give us a ring, 512-640-9610. We'll see you next Sunday, Central Texas. Thanks for sticking around.